we use the absolute value. That's on your next screen. The absolute value of a number is the distance between the number and 0. The absolute value of a number, A, is written as, notice our parallel lines, okay? Now, if you notice here in the sample, this is our key idea. This is what we're learning about. We're talking about the negative 2 here is 2 units from 0. So is the positive 2. The absolute value will always be what kind of a number? Always be positive. And it's always. Always a positive number. Always, always, always. The absolute value of any number is a positive number. It's nothing more than the distance from 0 or the point of origin. Find the absolute value of 3. Somebody tell me, what is the absolute value of 3? Chance? 3. And if I wanted to write that without words, I would write it like that. Absolute value of 3, because this is my symbols. Same thing. I can write it in words, or I can write it using the math symbol. Okay? What is the absolute value of negative 2 and 1/2? Absolute value, Kaylee? 2 and 1/2. Its distance is 2 and 1/2 from the point of origin. Come on, guys, just do them. We're just going to do them. Quickly do them. I'll tell you what, when you get it done, share with your shoulder partner. Make sure everybody agrees. Did you come with stuff at all today? What is the absolute value of 8, Roper? 8. Just a minute. Yes? Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I hope she gets to feeling better. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. All right. Bye-bye. Number 2, the absolute value. Somebody read that for me. Tell me what this says. Using the symbols, what is it asking you to have? What's it asking for? Jaslyn?
Where?
What does number 2 say?
Oh, what is the absolute value of negative 6?
You got it. And what is that answer?
6.
What's the absolute value of 0, folks? Absolute value of 0. Absolute value of 0. 0. Absolute value of negative 7 and 1/3. I got a fraction. Does it change what its absolute value is, Josie?
No, but it's 7.
7 and 1/3. Good. What about, oh my gosh, they give me a decimal. Does it work for decimals too?
Yes.
Emily, does it?
Yeah.
12 and 9/10. Whether I use decimals, fractions, positive or whole numbers, absolute value is nothing more than its distance from the point of origin, in this case 0, or if the point of origin is sea level, again, sea level is considered to be 0, okay? Above or below sea level. Good. Before you compare absolute values, or before you can compare these two, you have to find the absolute value. It's kind of like following the order of operations, okay? We have to deal with the absolute value first. So what 2 numbers am I really comparing here? What 2 numbers am I comparing? Jaden?
2 and 5.
2 and 5. I'm really going to compare those 2 numbers. Well, 2 is what compared to 5? Less than. Now, if I was going to write that answer, if I was going to put them in order, I would have to put them back in order this way. If I was asked to put those two numbers in order. Do you understand what I'm saying? What if I throw, and what if I threw the number 3? Notice how these are now in order. The wait, yeah, no it isn't, not now. Put a 3 there. If I said put in order, if I said order, 3, negative 5, absolute, 6, and negative 1.
Are you putting it from least to greatest or greatest?
If I put them in order from least to greatest, I'm going to look at those and I'm going to have to say, well, the least one is negative 1. Then I've got 3. Then I have the absolute value of negative 5. And then I have 6. That's putting them in order. Do you understand that one?
Yeah.
Because I have to go back, it's kind of like what we did here, and say, well, this number equals that. So when I put them in order, I would put it in where that place goes, okay? And it may be down there further, but I think you're going to get some of that, okay? So if I said order from least to greatest, yeah, and you got my symbols. I like writing in symbols. It's called shorthand, math style. All right? Copy and complete. You don't have to copy it, just complete it. The absolute value of negative 4 compared to the negative 2. What am I going to see? Less than, greater than, or equal to? What should I see there, Ben?
Negative, absolute value negative 4 and negative 2 would be greater than.
Good job. This one is greater than. And to prove that, because I know this is 4, is greater than 2. That's my proof.
Negative.
Oh, thank you. That's my proof. That's how I know it. Okay, negative 5 compared to the absolute value of 5. What's it going to be, Cashton? Negative 5 is less than the absolute value of 5. The absolute value of 9 compared to 10, what's it going to be, Cole? 10 is greater, so 9 has to be less than, all right? 3 and 9/10 compared to the absolute value of negative 3 and 9/10. What do I get with that one, Chloe? Equals, good. Again, I know that this is 3 and 9/10. Okay? That's how I prove it. How do you feel about putting things, about comparing numbers and their absolute values? Fist to 5, how do you feel about it? Okay, all right. Take it a little bit further. We're going to apply it. We're going to take a real world thing. The table shows the elevations of several animals. I'm thinking they're talking about sea level stuff. What do you think? Because where's the shark going to be? Under the water, so it's below sea level. That makes sense. Should the seagull be under the water?
No.
Probably not. Okay, so it's above sea level. Noticing the positive and negative numbers. All right, which animal is the deepest? Which animal is the deepest? Which one is it, Cole? The shrimp. Because why, shrimp? It says, or why, Cole? It says to explain.
Because negative 65 is the least hurt. It's like the deepest out of them all.
Okay, you're on the right track, bud. You are so on the right track. What are we studying today? Absolute value. So the absolute value of negative 65 is what?
60.
So it's 65 below, there you go.
It's 65 feet.
And it is 65 feet below sea level. That's how you know it's the deepest. How deep is the turtle? How deep is the turtle? I'm not asking you direction. I'm telling you it is depth. So how deep is the turtle? How deep? 22 feet deep. Good. Is the shark or the sea lion closer to sea level? Is the shark or the sea lion closer? Esri?
It would be the shark because the shark is 4 feet away from being at sea level, and the sea lion is 5
Good. 4 feet. And the lion you said was what? Was 5 feet away. Good. The fact that the sea lion's 5 feet above and the shark is 4 feet below doesn't matter. It just wants to know if you're actually comparing those absolute values. Okay? Does that make sense? There's your assignment. It's short and sweet. Short and sweet.